This call is now being recorded. Good morning, every one of you, especially to our beloved instructor, Mr. Joseph Balana. But before we're going to start the discussion, let us open with an opening prayer. And I will be the one to offer the opening prayer. Our dear Father in heaven, we are so much grateful for the gift of life that was given to us. We are so much grateful for the love that we feel every day in our lives. We are so much grateful for our family and loved ones who care for us, who support us in our studies. We are so much grateful for the Son Jesus Christ who suffered for our sins. Through Him, we may be able to improve and change our behavior. We are so much thankful for the technology that enables us to continue to pursue our dreams, continue to learn and pursue our goals in life. We are so much grateful for the frontliners who continue um, to care for those who are afflicted of coronavirus. We ask and pray, Father in heaven, as we continue the discussion, that our co-learners will be able to understand the topic that we are going to discuss this morning. Bless their family, that they will be safe and protected against the coronavirus. We ask also and pray for um, continue good health and to those frontliners who care for those individuals who are affected of this coronavirus. May thou continue to bless our government leaders that they may continue to serve us and help us, especially in this era of time that we are facing the pandemic. All these things we humbly pray in the name of thy Son Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Once again, good morning, every one of you, especially to our beloved instructor, Mr. Joseph Balana. And we will ask three things from you, our co-learners. Um, First is be ready and set comfortable. Second, listen carefully to our discussion. Third, if you have any questions or clarifications and concerns, don't hesitate to message us, and we will do our best to address your concerns and clarifications and questions regarding the topic that we are going to discuss with you this morning. Um, the topic that we are going to discuss with you this morning is all about multicultural diversity. From the word multi, it means that many, and cultural it refers to tradition, values, or worldwide view of something, and that's shared by a group of people. And diversity means that the differences. Multicultural diversity a challenge to global pictures. We will cite now the statement of we will share to you the statement of Confucius. It says, all men are pretty much alike. It is only by culture that they are set apart. The statement of Confucius is absolutely correct because all of us are human beings. We are created by that same God who created you and me. And it's only by our culture or tradition, beliefs, you know, and perspective that we are set apart. But regardless of our differences in life, let us not make this as a reason to ruin our good relationship. But instead of ruining, let us learn from one another. Let us continue to respect and understand, one's cultural background, race, ethnicity, or religious background. So let us define what is culture. According to Derman and Spark, they define culture as the values, traditions, social, and worldview shared by a group of people bound together by a combination of factors. And let us also define what is diversity. Diversity is a group of people who are different in the same place. Like, for example, here in Hingog City, though we are living in the same place, but we all have differences when it comes to our religion, when it comes to our beliefs, and tradition. We all have differences, and that is diversity, a group of people who are different in the same place. Okay, diversity of learners in multicultural classroom. So we all know that no two students are the same. And we also know that these learners, came from different mold. They came from different mold and background. And according to Gardner's, learners, have different, multiple intelligences. And learners also have different learning styles. And that is why every learner is unique individual. And because of their uniqueness, and as teachers, it is our solemn responsibility to create, a classroom wherein it is a conducive and safe for learning despite of their differences. Now, differences, diversity or differences among learners have placed a greater demand for teachers in today's schools. And when diversity among learners is not, if diversity among learners will not be handled properly or appropriately, there will be a tendency that it might affect their academic performance in the school. And it might be, if this if their differences will not be handled properly, it will create chaos or conflict, and it will break their motivation and confidence. And some of the differences of learners in a classroom includes, race, where they came from, their nationality. Like, for example, Filipino, Chinese, or Japanese, and many. And second, like ethnic group. Here in the Philippines, there are many ethnic group like Manubu, you know, and Higaunon, and many other ethnic group here in, excuse me, in the Philippines. And religious group. We have um, Christian, no? Some are Islam and Buddhism or Hinduism, and many more no, religious group here in the Philippines. No? And languages. In the Philippines, we have many languages like Bicol, Cebuano, Bisaya, Hiligaynon, Tagalog, and many more no, languages here in the Philippines. And socio-economic backgrounds. So some of these learners are defined as kanang in the low level class no, of economic status. Some of them are in the middle, no? Some of them are in the higher. But in most cases, especially here in Hingoog City, especially in public schools, no, we can say that students came from humble class or humble background, humble, no, in a humble level class in terms of economics. In terms of economic. So, according to James Bank, a leading researcher, he said that the major goal of multicultural education is to transform the school so that the male and female students, exceptional learners, as well as students coming from diverse cultural, social class, racial, and ethnic groups will receive an equal opportunity to learn in school. According to James Back, the very purpose of multicultural education is to provide no, an equal opportunity for learners no, to learn in school. It means that students will be given the same privileges, opportunities, regardless of who they are and what they are. And as a teacher, we have that great responsibility no, to to provide that no, for our learners. It should begin in ourselves no, as a teachers. No, we need to treat them with respect no, and we need to treat our learners with respect no, despite of their differences, and we need to help them understand the values also the value of being um, value of being the values that they need to respect their co-learners no, despite of their differences and make a social interaction.
So, so, good morning, everyone. To continue our discussion, so multicultural education enables teachers and educators to give value to the differences in prior knowledge, experiences of learners from diverse backgrounds. This is to according to Hertel 1998. So this multicultural education teach the teachers and educators to know the value of the differences of the learners. It will give them knowledge to know their learners better. So, and also, this multicultural education aims is to promote unity between teachers and students. The goal of multicultural education is to help students acquire knowledge, attitudes, and skills needed to function effectively in pluralistic democratic society and communicate with peoples from diverse groups in order to create a civic and moral community that works for the common good. So also this multicultural education is to help students develop more positive attitudes toward different racial, ethnic, cultural, and religious groups.
Okay, to continue with our discussion, um, because we all know we discussed earlier that um,
Um,
uh, uh, to continue with our discussion, we all know that there is, in a classroom setting, diversity is present. So how we are going to accommodate cultural differences and commonalities? As in order for us as a teacher to accommodate cultural differences and commonalities, it is essential, imperative for us to be knowledgeable about differences in cultures, racial, ethnicity, religious groups, and gender. For us to be able to accommodate differences and commonalities among learners, we need first to be knowledgeable in order for us to accommodate the differences and commonalities among learners. And Francer Abner provide give us a suggestion on how we are going to assess um, diversity in classroom. First, be sensitive and aware. While it is important on a, to keep an open conversation among learners, it's equally as important to make sure that we are being sensitive to everyone's cultures, beliefs, and language concerns. We need to make effort to learn and to understand each student's diversity. By doing so, we build bridges that connects us to them. Second, never make assumptions. In other words, huwag tayong dadako agad-agad sa summary or sa conclusion. And it is unlawful for us to share something, no? As a teacher, it is unlawful to share something of an individual's race, ethnicity, culture, or gender concept without having a concrete understanding that is based on fact or authenticity. Failure to observe this suggestion creates a negative impact on the lives of the learners. The third one, avoid stereotyping. Back in the days, no, gender inequality was one of the issues. Like because of gender, there is a limitation of what you can do. No? Like for example, this work is only intended for the boys, the guy, the man, because the woman, they can't do it, no? And this certain work, this is only for women because the men can't do this. So back in the days, gender inequality was one of the issues. But as a teacher, no, let us not underestimate what learners can perform and do. Let us create a safe and a conducive learning atmosphere for learners that every one of them, regardless of who and what they are, will receive the same privileges and that no one will be left behind and excluded. Fourth one, get to know each students. Let us put in our mind that every one of them are distinct. Since they are distinct, it is our responsibility to ensure that cultural awareness is promoted in the classroom. We can do this when we as a teacher diligently get to know and understand each student's background. By getting to know them, we send a message to them that their differences are being valued. Hence, learners can learn to trust their teacher. When we get to know our students, we can walk in the path that they are walking. When we get to know each students, we become more sensitive to their feelings and what they are feeling. No? When we get to know each students, we are we become more, no, aware of how we are going. We are more aware of how we are going to help these students and look into your own conscious. So as a teacher, we need to understand the differences of learners in order for us to avoid bias and uncritical judgment towards the learners, and plan your activities. So as a teacher in the future, it is very important for us to plan our activities in in a classroom. That is why we make a lesson plan in to have a guide, no, a flow on what we are going to do inside the classroom. So in making a lesson plan, let us consider, no, or in making a lesson plan, part in lesson plan, the activities, we need to consider the needs, no, the concerns, and as well as the diversity, no, the differences of the learners, so that we can plan activities that will cater their differences. I I remember one quotation that says, if you plan to fail, you fail. If you plan to fail, you fail to plan. So in other words, kung hindi tayo nagpaplano, hindi tayo gumagawa ng plano kung ano ang mga aktibidades na ating gagawin sa loob ng classroom, ay we are planning na ma-fail na. Pero ayaw natin na mag-fail tayo, di ba? So gusto natin na smooth palagi ang daloy ng ating pagtuturo. Kaya napakahalaga na we plan, no, thoroughly sa mga activities na gagawin natin inside the classroom. For in order for us to cater the needs and to cater the needs of our learners, that every one of them will learn the same thing, no? And no one will be left behind, and no one will be left behind and be excluded, no, in the classroom. And infuse multicultural instructional materials, no? When we use instructional materials, it must be that it must be, no, that these instructional materials no promotes, no, gender equality. For example, halimbawa kung ako ay isang lalaking guro, hindi dapat, no, palagi na color blue ang gagamitin kong kulay sa mga instructional materials, no. Dapat maging fair tayo. Pwede nating gamitin, no, ang color pink that symbolize no sa mga like sa mga girl. So we can use both, no, color when mag-decide tayo ng mga instructional materials para nang sa ganun ay maiwasan natin ang gender biases. And collaboration and cooperation. So let us allow our learners, even how diverse they are, let us allow them to collaborate with their co-learners and cooperative. Let us allow them to interact one with another, no, socialize with their co-learners despite of their differences. As we allow them to interact with their co-learners, no, they will learn, no, they will learn how to they will learn how to become sensitive to the feelings, no, to their co-learners.
So to continue, this is the some guiding principles that were adopted from an interdisciplinary group of psychologists, political scientists, sociologists, and multicultural specialists. So the first one is the pre-service teacher education programs. So according to MOL 2000, teacher education programs intent on changing the situation must recognize the necessity of providing learning experiences that increase the likelihood that pre-service teachers will undergo transformative learning regarding multicultural education. So pre-service teacher education programs aims to prepare teachers to work with culturally diverse students. This is to give them a better understanding what is diverse students and to teach them how they are going to handle a diverse classroom. So this will be their guide to create a better environment towards a diverse students and the teachers. So the next one is the equitable opportunities. So as a teacher, we should ensure that all students have equitable opportunities to learn and perform to a standard. So, as a future educator, we must teach our students equally. Let's avoid stereotyping. Instead, give the learners an opportunity to learn and make them realize that even they have differences, they are equal. So the third one is the social skills. So a teacher should help students acquire social skills. He must let her or his students interact or gain social skills in order for them to grow on their own and realize what they are capable of. So the next one is the school curriculum. So the school curriculum is to help students understand that knowledge is socially constructed and are reflective of the social, political, and economic context in which they live and work. So the fourth one, the fifth one is the eliminate stereotyping. So paulit-ulit yung stereotyping. So this is to, as a teacher, we must be fair. When we teach, we must see our student equal, not the one who are different. It's not because they are different we treat them different. Like so, as a teacher, we might have differences, but we are all the same, and that's include our learners. We must avoid biases and give them what they really deserve as an individual. So the last one is the values. So teachers should teach students values. They must learn how to interact with other learners that shows respect. There are different type of learners and they have different beliefs. But as a teacher, it is your job to let them know that even if they are diverse, they should learn how to respect with each other. So, so multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is the coexistence of diverse culture, where culture includes racial, religious, or cultural groups and is manifested in customary behaviors, cultural assumption and values, but patterns of thinking and communicative styles. So multiculturalism means we have differences like culture, belief, and race, but despite of being diverse, in God's eye, we are all the same. So multiculturalism let every individual to come together or show us that this is not a hindrance to create unity between individuals who have differences or who are different.
To continue with the report discussion, um, basic assumptions that enhance teachers' development. First, no two learners are exactly the same. So we all know that these learners, you know, have differences. They have dislike and likes. uh, And maybe, one student have this kind of strength, but other students is um, this other students is weak on this particular area, no? And there will be the strength from this kind of learners that other learners is his or her weakness. So no two learners are exactly the same. Because they are not exactly the same, um, we need, no, as a teacher, to help them, no. um, as a teacher, we are the one making bridges with differences. When it comes to differences, when it comes to learners and the differences, we all know also that um, because of their no of their differences, it might be it might be the reason to have a conflict, no? But it is our solemn responsibility, our role as a teacher, to unite them, no? To help them understand that differences is not the reason to create conflict or chaos, but it is opportunity, a privilege to learn new things from each other. And children, the second bullet point, children in all classroom are heterogeneous. So the second bullet and the first bullet are likely the same, that students are heterogeneous. It means that they are different. Like what we have said earlier, that it might be, no? It might be sa kanilang mga paniniwala, no? Sa kanilang religious group, no? Ethnic group, and sa kanilang mga pananaw sa buhay, sa isang bagay, magkakaiba. Pero ngunit sa kanilang pagkakaiba, we will not treat them differently, but we will treat them fairly despite of their differences. And the third bullet point, strategies that work one learner may not work with another. Okay. Because learners are not the same, no? It might be that this strategy is applicable to one or particular individual, but this strategy is not applicable, no, to another student, so another learner. So that is why we need to use, variety of strategies as much as possible in order for us to cater the needs of the learners. And it has been said also that no single size fits at all. The same true with the strategies. No? No single strategy fits at all. Kaya naman, bilang mga guro, gagamit tayo ng mga maraming estratehiya, mga dulog, mga method upang makater natin ang ating mag-aaral. Nang sa ganon ay matutunan nila ang mga bagay na dapat nilang matutunan sa loob ng classroom. Students' background and experiences should be considered. Dapat natin, no, as bilang mga guro sa kinakaharap, dapat nating i-consider kung ano man ang background and experiences ng mga mag-aaral natin. Baka dahil sa kanilang kung hindi tayo maging sensitibo sa kanilang mga experiences and background in life, maaring masaktan natin ang kanilang puso, no? And kung sa ganun ay masaktan natin ang kanilang puso, no, it might result, no, kanang academic, no, low performance in the school. And it might also affect their self-esteem and confidence that will degrade their performances when their self-confidence is being kung ang kanilang confident ay nasira. Kaya naman dapat nating maging sensitibo at i-consider ang kanilang mga experiences in life. Let us not be strict and authoritative, no? Maaring minsan gawin natin yan, pero dapat maging considerate tayo, maging passionate tayo sa mga mag-aaral na ating tinuturuan. Dahil hindi natin alam kung ano ang kanilang nararanasan. Bago tayo gumawa ng isang pagpapasya sa loob ng klase, no? Halimbawa sa isang mag-aaral, bago tayo gagawa ng isang pagpapasya, dapat alamin muna natin kung ano ang mga dahilan upang makagawa tayo ng mga tamang pagpapasya. Upang sa ganun ay matulungan natin ang ating mga mag-aral, hindi, no, na mailuklok natin sila sa ilalim, kundi matulungan natin sila. And the last one, community members can assist teachers in facing issues. Kaya we need to work hand in hand as a teacher in the future. Hindi lang dapat hindi natin sabihin na dapat ako lang ang gagawa ng mga pamamaraan upang matulungan ko ang aking mga mag-aaral. No. Dapat, no, dapat humingi tayo ng tulong maging sa kanilang mga guro, no? Sa kanilang sa kanilang mga magulang, no, sa kanilang mga kapatid, mga close relatives, no. Dapat mag-work hand in hand tayo, no, teachers, parents, no, and their mga relatives sa mga mag-aaral for us to help these learners, no, achieve, no, academic, no, performance, and even we can help them build, no, we can build, no, their holistically, no. um, it is important na magpagkaroon tayo ng coordination sa kanilang mga magulang upang matulungan natin sila lalo sa kanilang mga pangangailangan at sa kanilang mga hinanaing.
So, this is the 5 basic assumptions that enhance teachers' development. So, these student background experiences should be considered. So, it is important for us teachers to know our students' background. It is easier for us to teach them. The more we learn about them, the more we learn about our students, where they came from, it will be easy for us. This includes learning more about their language, culture, values, family, and home environment. This knowledge will help us to better support our students in the classroom. So these community members can assist teachers in facing issues like family members. So this will help us know more about our students, like why they are having behavior like that, and this is the step where we teachers know what our student is. So so in a classroom with diverse students, we future educators must provide various approaches in teaching. We should be sensitive enough when it comes to the learner's language, race, socioeconomic status, gender, ethnicity, culture, and religion. And in order to address these differences, we should avoid stereotyping as well as biases. And to achieve harmonious relationship within the classroom, we should ensure all students have an equal opportunity to participate in class discussion and supply activities that can foster collaboration and develop intercultural relationship. So, in multicultural classroom is not merely to create awareness of the differences between students but broaden the horizon for us teachers since we are the one who considers the student's background and experiences where he or she can expand his or her knowledge and strategies as well. So also through this setting, the students will unfold concern, compassion, and charity towards others. Also, in mainstream setting, the learners with exceptionalities will be exposed to a broader opportunity. So whether our future students and as teachers have different backgrounds, we must not discriminate them. And as their teacher, we should look each of our learners as a unique individual. So that's all. Thank you and God bless.